AFCON is just a few days away, and the Nigerian Super Eagles players, the stars of Nigerian Super Eagles, have been on absolute fire, scoring goals, creating goals. So Victor Osimhen scored his 12th goal for Galatasaray. Chukwueze came up with an assist in the game for Fulham. Calvin Bassey got a goal in that game as well. Rafael Dorishimi got a goal. Tolaro Kodare scored as well, though he's not in the list for the AFCON 2025. I would have wanted him to be on the list, but he's not there as well. Salim Fago, new boy, scored for his Croatian club, so top marks to him. Keep scoring. Let's see what you can do when you join ranks with the Super Eagles in Egypt. I think that happened in Egypt, and they will play that friendly against Egypt. Leading up to the AFCON in Morocco. So more players have scored, a lot of players have scored goals, come up with assists, so top marks to see that these players are firing. Hellas Verona gift Orban scored 2 goals in the side 2-1 victory in the Sevilla, so everyone is on fire. Even Sidney Dessers has scored a goal for his Greek club, the Nikos, as well as winning a penalty for his club. So the Nigerian players have been on form, both those invited and those dropped off the list. So top marks. Happy to see that everyone is on form. Now for me, I think it would be lovely to see this form translated to the AFCON, because that's what Nigerian football fans want to see. That is what we want. That is what I want. That's what you want. So going into this tournament. Now, there's one player I want to highlight. Now, Chukwueze has been on an absolute tear in the Premier League. Scored 2 goals against Manchester City. Came up with an assist yesterday versus Burnley, and I think it racked up with 4 or so assists in 5 games. So that's absolutely crazy by anyone's standards or anyone's estimation. But one of the key things about those assists is, because sometimes we watch games, we see goals scored, and we're like, oh wow, the goal. We see assists, oh assist. But sometimes there are little nuances we need to take into consideration. There are little details that we need to look at. Sometimes we, as Nigerian football fans, we need to get a bit more granular. And I've discovered that 2 of his out of the 4 or 5 assists, of the 4 assists he's had, came from the left hand side when he sort of played like an orthodox left winger. And I've also seen this with a footballing great in Arjen Robben. Arjen Robben, we all know him, phenomenal. You know what he's going to do, but you just were not able to stop it, because he'll get the ball, shift it to his left, his right a bit, shift it to his left, his right a bit. You know he wants to cut into his right foot, but most times you just were not able to stop it, and then he'll cut into his right and he will shoot. But most times, let's say 95 times out of 100, he would score. But one of the things that people used to criticize Arjen Robben was sometimes he could get a bit greedy, a tad greedy with the ball, hold it off too long, and then cut into his left foot every time. It seemed to be every time, and that would, if he doesn't score, then his team wouldn't get a goal. So in a couple of games I saw Arjen Robben being played out on the left, and he was super creative from a team perspective. Now I think maybe Chukwueze in some games, or even within games, that's where you talk about in-game management, you talk about in-game dynamics, right? You have him on the right, you have Ademola Lookman obviously on the left, but as the game progresses, they could switch up where you could have them playing as orthodox wingers, so they could whip balls into the box, because the main threat of the Nigerian Super Eagles is Victor Osimhen. And now with Paulo Noachu joining the Super Eagles ranks for the AFCON, he's 6 foot, was he 6 or 6'7", so an absolute giant. So you don't want to have 2 giant strikers in the 18-yard box. 2 players are very good in the air, and you want to waste them. You have to put those balls in the box every now and again. And so the likes of Chukwueze, I think, would serve the team well if every now and again he's allowed to go out on the left hand side and whip the balls in with his left foot. Same thing for Ademola Lookman, just to give the opposition defense something different to think about. So now, what do you think about all these players so far with the goals they've scored? Do you think that's translatable into the AFCON? Much like when subscribe to the channel. And Tolaro Kodare, what do you think about his goal? For me, I think he should have been in the team, not just because of this goal, but because what I think he could bring to the squad. But he's not made it. Hopefully he goes on to establish himself in Wolves, score a bit more goals, and hopefully when the next round of World Cup qualifiers come around, the next round of CAF qualification comes around, friendly matches post the AFCON comes around, he'll be in good nick to actually show what he can do. Same thing for Gift Orban as well. Gift Orban is someone I think has been unfairly treated because he's been scoring lots of goals. And though Salim Fago, though he scored, if you're going to go down into the trenches of the Croatian league to get Salim Fago, then you should have gotten Gift Orban. You get what I mean? You should have gotten Gift Orban because he's a gift that keeps on giving. I'll leave this pawn dinner. keep this pawn and playing with words, attempt to play with words aside. Maybe I'm not too good at it, but that's what you want, right? You should have gone. I think Gift Orban, he's there scoring in a better league. So how have you in your whole scouting network been able to ignore what he's doing in Syria and going to Croatia to get Salim Fago? Salim Fago, I'm rooting for him. Don't get me wrong, I criticize players based on what I see, based on my insight, based on what I perceive of the abilities, the leagues they play in, the clubs they play in, whether they should be dominating the club. But once they turn up for the Nigerian Super Eagles, I give them my support, and if they play well, I praise them. If they don't play well, I criticize them. That's it. That's what I do on this channel. 110% objective, always a $1.50 on here. So, and then Francis Uzoho is the first one that's joined the Nigerian Super Eagles team. So we'll be giving you updates later on this channel, and I'll be having a live call-in reaction to the list because it's been a while we actually reacted to as a community to the final list that was released by the Nigerian Football Federation, and they say the Super Eagles. There's been someone who's come to say maybe the list wasn't completely Eric Chelle's list. Well, we kind of knew that already, but at this point we'll look for the team and let's see how it shakes down. So at this point I've come to the end of the video, and I'll see you on here's another video. Stay well, stay blessed. Bye bye.